What's up, everybody? Chewy coming at you today. We got another One Piece chapter review, and we're talking about One Piece chapter 1064. And man, this chapter is delivering on all kinds of levels. If you guys can't do me a favor, dislike the video, comment down below. Give me your thoughts on this chapter, man. Talk to me out there, One Piece community. This chapter was just amazing, and Oda he's swinging for the fence. He's going all out with this, and so many things happen in this chapter. First off, I appreciate the fact that we're not skipping the Blackbeard law fight. I was really hesitant. I was thinking Oda was going to off-screen this, but it looks like we're probably going to get something similar to Ace versus Blackbeard here, and going back and forth between the main story and the Blackbeard law fight, right? That's what I think is going to happen, and this is all going to intertwine, I think. This is all going to come together. I think this is leading to a Luffy versus Blackbeard right now. I think that's where this is headed, and this is all going to connect soon. So whatever happens with this fight happens. I mean, me personally, I'm a Law fan. I don't want anything to happen to Law, but I think Law is going to lose this fight. I think Blackbeard will end up with the poneglyphs. I think that's how the story is going to progress. Now, whether he's killed or not, we'll find out. Maybe he just loses, gets captured, and that's it, and he has the poneglyphs and whatever the case may be. But, so yeah, we start off this chapter with Blackbeard and Law fighting, and then in the cover story, we get confirmation that it was Van Augur and it was Kuzan who went to Whole Cake Island, who were the suspicious figures, and kidnapped Pudding, which is really interesting. That's an interesting development. Now, whether they're here now in this battle, because Van Augur is here, right? Whether this happened a few weeks ago or whatever, that remains to be seen. Because we don't know, maybe Kuzan is here. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, they have Pudding, and it looks like her third eye is open, so that's really interesting. Just amazing stuff there, so that we can move forward with that, see if she can read the poneglyphs. And we see that Blackbeard is trying to get to he's trying to fast track himself to the One Piece. And this is typical Blackbeard, right? Like Blackbeard, I mean, he fast tracked himself to being a warlord. He, fast tracked himself to being a Emperor of the Sea, you know what I'm saying? By all of a sudden showing up at Marineford and taking Whitebeard's Devil Fruit and then fighting Marco in the Payback War, and that's how he officially became the Emperor of the Sea. And he's basically acting like a pirate, like a pirate should. He's just fast tracking himself to the One Piece, and not too surprising there, which is really amazing for his character. But yeah, we get into this battle, and we see Blackbeard, doing his thing with the Quake fruit and all that stuff, and Law. We started to see Law's crew and how they battle, basically how the rest of the crew does in a battle, and we're seeing the fodder do something, with the submarine going underwater and how equipped they are to fight there, and they're basically attacking Blackbeard's ship and putting the pressure on him. Hey, if you're gonna fight here, cool, but we're gonna sink your ship and you're gonna be in trouble going forward, and we're gonna endanger the rest of your crew. From there, Law already awakens his ability, and he's doing his willy attacks or whatever, stabbing Blackbeard and catching him by surprise. And it's Blackbeard's just holding his own and doing his thing. And we cut to the end of this battle where Blackbeard's going to do his Black Vortex, which is basically him absorbing, grabbing a Devil Fruit user, grabbing him by the arm, and then nullifying their attacks. We're going to see how well Law does with taking physical damage. I mean, he did fight Big Mom. He was fighting Kaido. We didn't really see him take... he's taking some physical damage, but, not a lot, right? But we're seeing how Law has evolved as a character and how strong he's gotten going through these battles with the Straw Hats. Him fighting Doflamingo, him fighting Kaido, him fighting Big Mom. We're starting to see him evolve as a character battle-wise. It's just the rest of his crew is kind of, whatever. But we're starting to see what the rest of the crew is doing here. And I like what they're doing. And they're doing a good job. And right now, Law is holding his own. And right now, Oda's making his fight look competitive. I like that. And that's not one-sided, which is really, really cool. And... like I said, we'll see how this ends. So then from there, we cut to Akainu and Marineford, and they're getting word that Blackbeard and Law and Teach are battling each other out on Winter Island. And from there, Law, Akainu's choosing not to do anything. He's like, I'll just wait for the winter, and then I'll make my move. And it's just, Akainu looks stressed. He's been going through a lot these past couple of weeks. The Four Emperor system is basically gone. The warlord system is gone. Everything's in hell. Um, you got the government one-shotting islets. You got the Revolutionary Army showing up to Merijoa and doing their thing and getting Kuma back. Like, he's taking like massive L's, and he's just talking about how stressful being a fleet admiral is. And maybe he shouldn't have taken this job, man. Maybe he should let Aokiji handle this job. Aokiji seemed to want it, and I think maybe he might have been more effective in this role. Maybe. We'll see. Anyway, so then we don't have any, this isn't confirmed yet, but it sounds like to me Pudding is talking about, she makes a comment saying if Big Mom were alive, or she doesn't know if Big Mom is alive at this point in time. And, we don't know. This is probably confirming that maybe Big Mom is dead. Big Mom and Kaido are both dead. We don't know yet. All we know is that the volcano erupted and something happened. And we all know Big Mom took a lot of damage from that bomb that went off. We don't know what happened to her. Here's what I think is going on here with Big Mom, at least with Big Mom. Either she went into the volcano with Kaido and then her body just disintegrated, or it's a situation where she took the bomb attack and, she took some damage from the volcano and is basically severely damaged somewhere and on the verge of death somewhere. We do have to remember that Law did an attack that basically cut off her senses. So you can't really hear her. You can't hear her speak. You can't do anything, right? So right now, I don't think anybody has an answer to what happened to Big Mom. Kaido's a different situation. Kaido literally went to the volcano and it exploded and it erupted. Whether his body got blasted out of that volcano or he's still down there in molten hot lava and just what, we don't know. But right now, it looks like it's a 50-50 that Big Mom is dead. I don't think she's dead. I think she's somewhere just severely injured. It'd be crazy, they off-screened her death like that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But that's from Pudding. And, then we cut, the Marineford and all that stuff. Then we cut back to Vegapunk. And from there, Bonnie, did her ability and basically... turn Luffy into 70 years old, turn Jinbei into a kid, and then from there, turn Chopper into like an old person too. And I thought that was pretty funny. And then we get into Bartholomew Kuma's backstory. Jinbei's explaining everything, that, hey, he was exiled from the kingdom because he was a tyrant, and then joined the Revolutionary Army, and then from there was captured, and then became a weapon for Dr. Vegapunk for his experiments. We also find out that Kuma is a special race. What that race is, we don't know. We're hoping to find out in the next chapter. But yeah, I mean, I'm losing track of how many races we have in One Piece. We got giants. We have he's probably just a giant, to be honest with you. But giant, Lunarians, fishmen, the minks. How many more are there? Right, Onis. Like how many more are there? There must be. We'll find out as we keep going through this chapter. And and from there. We cut to Zoro's side of the crew where they're walking through the island and they're seeing everything and just being and just looking at everything, and then they're being guided. They don't trust Lilith at all, and neither does Zoro, so that's really good. I mean, that's good on him. Lilith is the evil side of Vegapunk, right? One of the six, and she's evil. So well, that's what's going on there. And then at the end of this chapter, we get a bombshell here that Vegapunk is talking to somebody and he's saying that he's probably not going to live. He's smart enough to know that he's probably doesn't have long to live. And we do know that CP0 and the government want to kill Vegapunk. And it's probably for the reason of Vegapunk. They probably know that Luffy's going to end up meeting Vegapunk right now. And how they know that, I don't know. Maybe that's just, maybe they know because the thing is like, I think they understand how the Grand Line works. I think they understand how going to islands worked and what route that Roger took or whatever. And I think they just know if a certain person's going to certain islands, like the next one's going to be this one. And they could just predict it that way, right? That's what I think is happening. I think they predicted that Luffy's going to be here and they want to wax Vegapunk because they don't want Vegapunk to give Luffy any information. We do know that Oda did say we're going to get a dump on Devil Fruits once we get to this island. So I'm thinking here is that Vegapunk is going to give some knowledge to Luffy and maybe tell him that, hey, what about his fruit and blah, blah, blah. Let him know about awakenings and also the crazy stuff and probably do some info dump about the Void Century. And then from here, what I think is going to happen is Luffy's just going to get stronger from here, and I think Vegapunk will die. He is saying he's predicting his death, and the person he's talking to is Dragon, of all people. So a lot of people had theories that Vegapunk was probably a secret revolutionary. I'm starting to believe. I believe it now. It's basically confirmed now. So this is what I think is going on with Kuma, though. So I think Vegapunk and Dragon they were working together along with Vegapunk being in the government doing stuff and doing these experiments on Kuma to make these weapons. I personally believe these weapons were meant for the Revolutionary Army, not the government. And I think to keep Vegapunk... So here's the deal. Kuma offered himself to do this. The reason, we don't know. Maybe his kingdom was going to get wiped off the map. I don't know. Maybe they're going to kill his daughter. Who knows? But Kuma offered himself up, and I think Dragon knew about... I think they all knew, and they all agreed to this. And the reason why they agreed to it is because they wanted more weapons so they could take on the government. I think the pacifistas were meant for the Revolutionary Army, and the reason why the government was using them was because, well, Vegapunk is working with the government, and he's building these weapons under their watchful eye. So then from there, he can continue to do this, continue to test, and then when it's time, whenever that time is, Dragon will then use these weapons and then start his war on the world government and do what he needs to do. I still personally think that Bartholomew Kuma's personality has been uploaded somewhere. And I think Vegapunk has that, and I think that's how Kuma will return to the story. Because right now, his body is a lifeless machine. I think what's going to happen is Julia Bonnie's going to talk to Vegapunk. He's going to get all this information. And then from there, Vegapunk's going to show Bonnie where Kuma's personality is or whatever his mind is. And then we're going to transport that back to either the Seraphim that's on its way, or it's going to go back to It's going to go back to Kuma's real body, and Kuma will be returned that way. That's what I think is going to happen. And that'd be really cool. That is my theory. That's my dump there. And I think that's how Kuma will return to the story. And from there, whatever this is connected, I'm just curious how the Revolutionary comes to play here with Vegapunk and with Luffy being here and what's all going to happen here. This was just an amazing chapter. Every chapter since Wano's just been phenomenal, right? Like, Oda's swinging for the fences. We're getting all the info up. We're getting all the pieces to the puzzle finally. And this is an insane chapter. I hate that we're on break next week. I really wish we got another chapter. But this is one chapter that I'm kind of happy to go on break because the speculations going forward with this is going to be wild. And people are just going to, their imagination is going to go crazy. Anyways, guys, if you guys can, do me a favor, dislike the video. This chapter's a 10 out of 10. Come on. Dislike the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel. We'll have more One Piece content coming up. Give me your thoughts, man. Talk to me down below, guys. I would love to talk to the One Piece community and just nitpick and just go through theories and all this other kind of stuff. Would love to talk and chat with the community. Be awesome. But yeah, you guys keep doing that to help my channel grow, get bigger and all that crazy stuff. And I can just do more stuff with One Piece, That's it, guys. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Keep winning One Piece. I'll see you in a couple weeks when Tag 65 comes out. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.